Hi guys, do you know that different countries now are having these problems of stereotypes and they are uh, experiencing some types of racism and discrimination around those ideas that in most of cases I think they are wrong. But what do you think that people stereotype? What do you think this happens in another countries and also in our only country?
I think that people stereotype because of ignorance. I mean, for example, here in Peru, there are a lot of people, for example, in Europe, that they don't know about us. They think that we live between llamas and that we all live in the mountains. And in reality, that is not true. When there's not 100% true. Uh, I think that it is ignorance because they didn't took the time to search about Peru or about what or how do we live, and that's why they only have a reference of what they heard about Peru, but not because they search or they investigate about how do we live. What do you think?
In my case, I think people have an idea conceptual about a specific group labeled by society. So stereotypes can be positive or negative.
Yes, I agree with you both. And also, I know that these problems not only happens here in Peru, and it happens in other countries and other nationalities are part also for the stereotypes. And do you know what are the nationalities that are having this problem?
I think that every country have this problem. Uh, I believe that stereotypes are strictly related to culture. For example, our stereotype is that we live between llamas and we live in the mountains. Um, at the end, that it's part of our culture. So I think that every country have a different stereotype based on their culture.
Yes, I think that also here in Peru, we can see that there are some stereotypes against the immigrant class, people who come from the mountain range or from the rainforest, are having these problems to insert in the society. And I don't know, how do you think about Claudia?
I totally agree with you. I think that people who are labeled feel bad, so be gadget without reason. So, do you believe that stereotypes are offensive?
I believe
Yes,
that. Please.
okay.
No, Sabrina, please continue.
Okay. Well, I think the stereotypes are obviously uh, damaging because they damage the emotional wellness of people, and most of people that happen that experience these situations are feel bad or feel sad and feel stressed, and maybe they think that they can insert in society, they can fit with the ideas of people that are in a different uh, reality of them, and there's not far uh, I'm sorry, there's not fair. And obviously, I think that people feel bad. I think that people uh, feel offended from stereotypes. And you, Breno?
Yeah, I am agree with you, but I also think that stereotypes are not only offensive. Maybe they can be. It is offensive in the way that how do you use stereotypes? For example, I met a friend, a friend from Argentina, and when I told him that they have an stereotype that every Argentinian it have a big nose. He started to laugh, and he told me that he never heard about that stereotype. So I think that in the way that if you wanna discriminate someone, it could be offensive. It could be really really offensive, and in the way that you can prejudge someone. For example, here in Peru, there are a lot of Venezuelan guys, Venezuelan people, and a lot of them steal. So that's why here in Peru, we have this stereotype that every Venezuelan people is a stealer. You know.
Yes, I also believe that the stereotypes are, well, as you said, not that bad at all. It's just the way that you see and the way that you act with some people, the way you interact. But in most of cases, they can be damaging too because, well, stereotypes have these contents that maybe can result damaging from people that are stereotyped because most of them feel bad treated, and in most of cases these stereotypes incited to violence, and I think that they're also an emotional damaging too. Well, I think that emotional and physical damage, it's so delicate. It's uh, I don't know how to say, but I think that it's very important to to reflect ourselves, to make our reflection, and just think the way that we want to communicate with others. What do you think?
I think a stereotype can hurt emotionally because not all real react in the same way. There are more vulnerable people who have low self-esteem, so we must think before hurting.
Yeah, I believe that too. Stereotypes can lead to racism also. There are a lot of stereotypes, maybe with black people, that can lead to racism, you know. And the most important thing here is that we have to tolerance between each other because we are not the same. You know, I believe that we grown up with this. Thinking that we are equal to each other, and that's why we have stereotypes that lead to racism. But well, as I say, the most important thing here is that we have to learn how to tolerance, to live with each other.
Yes, I agree with you guys, and I think that we all believe that if we want to communicate with others, we have to be respectful, we have to be empathetic, had a lot of tolerance, and just treat everyone like we wanted them to treat us.
So thank you.
Thank you for this.
Bye.